Gotta keep drinking the water. I'm a little dehydrated. Trying to keep it clean over here. Welcome in. Live in the studio with the janitor. Friday, February 26th, 2021. I got a little bit of a, what do they call it? Bubble guts. Not really. I'm back on keto, and I'm eating all kinds of funky meals, and one was a little extra funkified today. It had all kinds of like squash and stuff in it, and it's tearing up my stomach. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to keep it clean here in the studio. We are live in the studio at the Crossroads Shopping Plaza in Magnolia, Ohio. Things are warming up around here finally. The snow's melting away. You're watching The Janitor. You can call or text the studio, 330-866-0525. Segment 1 is brought to you by Tide We. Go to 12ozsportsnetwork.com/TIDEWE. They got all hunting gear, boots. I bought a pair of boots a few weeks ago. Range finders, all kinds of, most of it's camouflaged, but it's pretty cool gear. And again, you can find it at 12ozsportsnetwork.com/TIDEWE. TIDEWE. All right. Getting into it, I think my sidekick's coming. He originally said 4:15, but just like last week or 2 weeks ago, not answering text. Oh boy, I don't know why. He's not a big texter, so I'm sure he's coming. He didn't text me that he wasn't, and he said last night 4:15, so a little late to the party, but that's okay. So we got a few topics here to get into, and hopefully it's entertaining, but I brought up my new betting strategy last week, and basically what I was doing is parlaying huge favorites, mainly college basketball right now. I like college sports better. You get those really big betting lines in college. We'll bring up this week's, but I will say before I bring up tonight's bets, I said this week, I mean tonight. I've been doing it almost nightly. Last week when I brought it up, I was doing really good. I think I was up $800, or I was a one bet away from being up $800. That night, I took a huge upset. I can't remember who it was, but it was like a 1,400 favorite. Lost, and then we lost again. And then earlier this week, I know Oklahoma blew it for me, and then somebody the night before. But we're talking, and Baylor almost blew it for me. Baylor was down 16 to Iowa State, come back to win to keep my parlay alive, and then Oklahoma in the nightcap in the Big 12 got upset by Kansas State. So it's not foolproof. That's what we were trying to figure out 2 weeks ago, or 1 or 2 weeks ago. Was this foolproof, parlaying huge favorites? I have proven it's not. I'm fighting back. I won one last night, and I placed a, 5-teamer for tonight. Now, I'm doing all this on MyBookie, MYBOOKIE, and use the promo code 12OZSports. You'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. So here's my bets tonight. I bet 100 to win $87.35. My account is battling back, but I got the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure minus 1,500 against George Washington, Montana State minus 740 against Idaho, Loyola Chicago's minus 2,500, whoa, Nelly, against Southern Illinois, New Mexico State minus 410. That's going to be the tough, well, no, that's Tarleton State. I don't even know if that's Division I. And then Louisiana Tech minus 510 against Rice. So that's kind of the strategy there. Text the studio. Let me know what you think of that. Is that a good strategy, bad strategy, dumb strategy? Just parlaying huge favorites. And what happens is, so if I bet 100, it's plus 87. So you see St. Bonaventure's minus 1,500. Because I parlayed that with 4 other heavy favorites, now I'm plus 87. So that makes it a much more attractive bet. But, of course, the odds have gotten longer because now I'm relying on 5 teams to hold serve. Again, it's not foolproof. I've proved that in the last couple weeks, but we're going to try to fight back here. And I did kind of alter it to where, okay, I'm only going to do like major conferences, and then that bit me because Oklahoma got upset by Kansas State. So we're back to just trying to find the biggest favorites of the night. If you want to try it, play responsibly, but we do all this on MyBookie because they are a 12-ounce sports sponsor. Oh, yeah, and you saw the March Madness graphic. They have a $10 March Madness bracket coming up, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to talk about the tournament here later. You'll see it's one of the last subjects I have on my list. But they kind of have a cool twist to the tournament this year because of COVID. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out if they have to go to the alternate rules. But again, I'll talk about that later. Hopefully my sidekick's going to be here because he might like that conversation. But keep an eye on, if you're going to sign up for MyBookie, use the promo code 12OZ-SPORTS, all caps, so you can get a bonus. I know I've cashed in on my bonus and made some nice bets with that. Free money. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
That was loud. Settle down, Rodney. Jeez. Now my co-host is texting me, and I'm on the air. It's unprofessional. So sticking with one more MyBookie. I think one more. We can go through the list here. I think this is the last MyBookie. But I did have some good success betting on live golf after they get a round or two in. So I found this interesting. I'm going to pull up the standings right now after day two's just about finishing up. And, my co-host is coming. He's about 15 minutes away. I found this interesting. Cameron Smith's in the lead, so you have to navigate. It's kind of small. He's +7. He's leading the tournament. Well, he's tied with Billy Horschel, but he's +750. That means the odds makers don't think he's going to hold that lead. You'll see Brooks Koepka is +350. I think Patrick Reed was +300. They're kind of jumbled around there. Tony Finau +450. So Cameron Smith, where's Billy Horschel? So the leaders, because they're tied. This is some small print for me. Hopefully you're watching this on Zingo TV channel 761. It'll be on the big screen. I'm not seeing Horschel. He's got to be on here. Maybe I cut off the screen. I couldn't. Oh, there he is. So he is. Let me get my old eyes in there. Horschel's +650, and Cameron Smith is +750. So the two that are tied for the lead have some big payouts, which is interesting. And then you get to Patrick Reed +300. Tony Finau, he's tied for third with Reed. He's +450. Brooks Koepka +350. So the odds makers think either Reed or Koepka is probably the best odds to win this tournament, even though they're not in first right now. Koepka and Reed are only one off the lead, so I mean, there's probably good odds that they're going to come back. And just checking the old text machine here, just to make sure everything's working smoothly. You know, you got to do that sometimes, especially as the janitor. So, co-host is on his way. We got a lot of topics. You're free to call in or text if you don't like calling in. 330-866-0525. Don't be shy. Texting's the easiest way, but by all means call us if you'd like. I know Glenn usually calls in the first segment, so maybe he'll keep up the tradition. But before he does, we'll get into some of the actual topics instead of just talking, gambling, bunch of degenerates. Sad news this week, man. That just these major headlines sometimes are just hard to believe it happened, just because we build these athletes up, and it's almost like they're a different creature, not a human being. I kind of like the Kobe thing was so shocking, you almost didn't believe it. And then Tiger Woods, right on time. I think this is Glenn. You're live in the 12-ounce sports studio. Who do we got?
Who do you think we got, Beck? This is not old Mr. Eddie O. Glenn Kaplan. This is his twin, Glenster Kaplan. It's not Glenn. It's Glenster.
It's the Glenster, and we love the Glenster. He's the man.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what's
It's
on your?
not Glenn, but it's Glenster.
We
Don't get it all fooled.
we have a couple questions since you called in, and we're glad you call in every week in the first segment. Did you make any announcements this week?
Yeah, I made 2 of them, Beck.
Let's hear them. I know them, but my viewers might not know them.
You mean the new show that Mike and I are starting on Tuesday morning
I can't.
at 11 a.m. Mike X Glenn?
I can't wait. Mike X Glenn. And is this going to be an amicable thing, or are you guys going to go kind of get after it, after each other in that show?
Who in the high seas even knows? I personally do not want to, but if he's going to start doing this nonsense, then I might have to.
You know what I tell Mike? If Mike wants to argue with you on the air, you know what I would tell him?
What?
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
No, I wanted to tell you this. It's actually Glenn Kaplan. It's not Glenster Kaplan. I try and trick you. So let
Oh,
me
you did
tell
get me.
Well, with March Madness and everything, Charles Barkley was saying on TNT last night, and he said that Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan are ahead of everybody else. Do you agree with him or do you disagree with him?
Personally, I think Gonzaga and Michigan right now are playing the best basketball. I only say that because Baylor was down like 15 or 16 to Iowa State, who has a losing record in the first half the other night. So they showed a little sign of weakness, whereas Michigan just knocked off fourth-ranked Ohio State, and Gonzaga doesn't look like anybody can touch them. So if I had to put money on it today, I would probably put it on Gonzaga because I hate Michigan. I'm supposed to hate them, though. I'm an Ohio State fan. But I would say Gonzaga is like in a different world than anybody else.
Here's my thinking. And every year, yeah, I know everyone wants to talk about Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan being up there. But Gonzaga and Baylor always choke every year. And I said Virginia Villanova would be the national championship. I didn't say on my show. I told people this. And I'm telling you this right now. There's going to be some dark horse that's going to make a run, and I'm going to tell you who that team is.
Okay.
And you heard it here first. The Arkansas Razorbacks
Ooh.
are going to get a 5 or a 4 seed. They're going to knock off one of those big-time 1 seed programs in the Sweet 16. You heard it here first.
Wow. Okay. Bold statements. I like it. Wow. Arkansas Razorbacks. They don't do the 40 minutes of hell anymore like they used to. But Glenn, you like them, huh? I'd be interested to see what their odds are on my bookie right now, because I think most people think Gonzaga's going to run away with it. But you're right. There always seems to be a sleeper team that comes out of nowhere and shakes things up. Now, I kind of like the Virginia Villanova because they're blue bloods. They've been there before. They got the coaching. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun to watch. We're going to get into this subject later in the show, but do you see the crazy rules they're going to have? The
I saw that. How's that going to work?
Well, before the tournament starts, if a team has to bow out because of COVID, then they have the fill-in teams. After the tournament started, you might have teams getting buys because their opponent can't play. That's a first. That'll be crazy. There could be a Sweet 16 team that moves directly to the Elite 8 because their Sweet 16 opponent has the Rona. Let's
hope that doesn't happen for the Final Four.
That's you brought it up. I was thinking it. That could completely ruin the tournament. Honestly, if that happens later in the bracket, you might have one Final Four game. That's possible.
And I'm going to give you other couple of teams that's going to be very high seeding. That is going to be on upset alert early. One of them's Alabama. They're going to be on upset alert. I don't believe in all their hype.
Okay.
That's one of them. I like Illinois. I got to think Wisconsin's got to be on upset alert. I know they're in the top Big Ten, but do they have enough shooting? And if they get an athletic team that could shoot as a 13 or 14, I mean, I'm curious to see. Yep. And the Big 12 is always loaded. And I'm telling you this. Oklahoma State with Kay Cunningham, just like Murray State with John Morant's going to win a game or two in that tournament.
I like it, and I like your upset alerts because Wisconsin doesn't really impress me. I've seen them a few times this year, and I watched Illinois in like game 4 or 5 this year really struggle to beat Ohio University, not Ohio State, Ohio University out of the MAC. So they've shown weakness throughout the year as well. Now, of course, they're playing well now, but you get comfortable in the conference when you get an unfamiliar opponent. And they've shown early in the year, unfamiliar opponents give them trouble. That might be a good upset there. It'd be interesting to see who they get. So what, you got big plans this weekend, Glenn?
Usually not. All I know is that I'm telling you, I'm planning for this for 2 shows. It's like the Thursday before they release the bracket, I'm going to do something the odds of like NBA teams, college basketball style. And I'm going to probably have a big show that Monday after they release the bracket. I'll fill out probably one of the brackets live on the show, go over all my picks.
I love it. So are you going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or just Monday, Tuesday now?
No, I'm sticking with my Monday, Thursday normal schedule and just adding in the Tuesday.
Oh, look
I
at
told
you.
Mike, I said, hey, no, I don't mind. I told you Pete could do it 3 weekdays a week. I can too.
There you go. Hardest work, one of the hardest working men on 12-ounce sports, huh?
Yeah, I tried getting a logo, but I was asking about the whole copyright thing and all that other stuff. All right, we'll talk about it another time. You have a great weekend, Beck.
You too, Glenn. Take care. Thanks for calling in. There you go, Glenn Kaplan of Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner calling in. He calls in every first segment. We appreciate it. We appreciate you watching, but we're going to take a quick break, about 2.5 minutes, just to get ourselves the beverage, clear our throat. Let me clear my throat. But you are watching Work Week in Review live with the janitor on a Friday, February 26th. We got some big news coming up about e-racing, one of the bigger leagues in North America, and a lot more topics to go over. Ooh, I can't talk. Ooh, tough room. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in on a beautiful Friday.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Change your game with the all-new Pro Rock Hockey Stick, a Canadian company providing a top-of-the-line twig at an affordable price. Pro Rock sticks are extremely lightweight, balanced, and provide the perfect kick point. Get your fully customized stick today at ProRock.com. Play like a Pro Rock.
Oh, look who showed up.
Yeah.
Apparently we got the janitor and the dancing bear. In studio driver, I mean, you've been here before. Would you get lost today?
I actually had to drive like a New Yorker just to get here this time.
And explain to us, the New Yorker drives fast?
Oh yeah, they just make their own lanes and go where they want.
That's my style of driving. So we went over a bunch of bets. I explained to the viewers my betting style. That's been highly successful and a big failure.
Oh really?
Yeah, up and down. So I went over my bets this week, or tonight. I'll show you later since we already showed the viewers. But then you missed Glenn.
Ah yeah.
But we did read your text on the air, so that you were just outside of Bolivar. So now we're getting into it. It's good timing. Did you see what happened to Tiger?
Well, I only heard some things on the radio. Ooh, there's an image.
So there's his car.
Wow.
I think it's a road he's been on several times before. But as with any celebrity, all the speculation started building up because that Sunday at the recent golf tournament, a few days before this wreck, everybody seemed to think he had bloodshot eyes. Did you see it?
I did not see that.
I saw it. I should have got the picture up for the screen, but they were pretty loopy and bloodshot. Now he's got a terrible back. He just went through back surgery. I'm wondering if he wasn't on like some kind of painkiller because it was 7 a.m. I doubt he was drinking or anything. But I'm wondering if those painkillers kind of made him loopy. I don't know.
I don't know. The report I heard said he was not under the influence.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You did read the report, and then I think both his legs were broke, so they have to fix both his legs. I saw Rory McIlroy said he's not Superman. Don't expect him back anytime soon, if ever.
Yeah, I heard possible career-ending injuries.
Which, I mean, his kid's a pretty damn good golfer for as little as he is. Maybe he just focuses on being his kid's coach at this point.
That's a possibility, yeah. Or he could get behind the mic and start commentating on some of these.
Maybe he could get on 12-ounce sports and be a show host.
There you go.
Speaking of which, I did an interview today, and then Cody and I are gathering some resumes. So anyone out there watching knows somebody with some on-air talent looking for some extra work / money. We're looking to hire our first ever person.
That's great.
We've come a long way. It's for morning show host and sales manager. So, yeah, I had a really good interview today with a young guy out of Cleveland. He's about to graduate from the Ohio Media School, and we've gotten, a handful of other resumes. So pretty exciting times around 12-Ounce Sports, but not to bore you with that.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Hey.
There you go. So moving along, I saw this headline: the NFL minority hirings have doubled. So last year, this is coaching staff, head coaches, assistant coaches. So last year, I think it was like in the 18.6% area of minority hires, and this year it was over 34%.
Wow.
So and then the number requested for interviews was like 47%. So it makes sense. I mean, minorities are the bulk of the players. You would think they would be capable of coaching.
Sure.
I know when I coached football, I didn't go to coaching school. I used what I learned when I played. So
Right.
you would think if these ex-players want to coach, they would get interviews. So that was a positive note. And then one that you're not going to understand, Bryce Harper says the NL East is a juggernaut. And I thought I would just bring it up because I know Mitch on Tuesday nights is a huge baseball fan. Did you see? You didn't see. I know you didn't see. But Mitch had another person from the Negro Leagues on, which is a really cool interview. He seems to score these interviews with people that had a huge hand in running the Negro Leagues back then. And we brought up like a week or two ago that it looks like the historians are going to go ahead and consider that major leagues.
Wow.
So when you look at records in the history books,
Yeah.
they'll now start counting what those players did as if it was a just another pro league, which they should. I mean, what's the old joke? Babe Ruth didn't have to play against any minorities, just a bunch of bankers. No wonder he had some great stats. So. Bryce Harper is a little worried about the NL East. Of course, the AL Central, where the Indians reside, is where I'll be watching. And I don't know if you saw this, but the Indians just came out and said they're gonna allow 30% capacity in the stadiums. And I laughed when I read that. I was like, that's normally what they have anyway.
Yeah.
Baseball never sells out unless it's a playoff game. Playoffs. But that was
are they still called the Indians?
No, so, which I don't get that, but I'm not going to get political. But they narrowed it down. I saw one of the ideas was the Buckeyes.
Oh, not the Spiders.
Well, that was one of them. There was a final three, I think.
Okay.
But one was the Buckeyes. It just doesn't roll off the tongue like Ohio State Buckeyes, Cleveland Buckeyes.
No. Yeah.
I think they should go to Spiders. I think it was the original name, wasn't it?
It might have been. I like it though. Yeah.
It was the name a long time ago. I don't know if it was the original name, but just go to that. Be done with it. I mean, we all know who they are.
Plus, I also heard a report. I think it was a college library around here, had to shut down their library because they found venomous spiders in the basement.
Oh, wow.
So maybe Spiders is an appropriate name for the baseball team.
This is why we need you here.
Yeah.
That's something I wouldn't have known, and you chimed in. So here's a question for you and the audience. You can text the studio. We already had Glenn call. Nobody ever texts. Maybe they're afraid to. You can see the number right on the screen, 330-866-0525. This is a question. Why do pro teams, I can see why college teams do, because there's thousands of them. I mean, in NCAA basketball, there's, I don't want to talk out of school, but I think there's like 320 schools. But why do the pros, where there's typically only one team per city except for New York and maybe LA, why do they need mascots?
No, I don't know. European soccer doesn't have mascots.
I'll tell you why they need mascots.
Oh.
For merchandise. Selling merchandise.
You don't think they'd sell jerseys if they didn't have a mascot?
They would, but some suit in a boardroom said we can sell a lot more if we were the Cleveland Spiders. Because then you could sell the ones with Cleveland at an angle, or ones with just the big block C, and then one with a big spider, and it's extra money.
It's just another thing to make.
Why else? Why do they need mascots?
I don't know.
I mean, they didn't have a Native American running around the stadium terrorizing the visitors. So why did they have to be called the Indians?
I don't know.
They're not going to...
Well, didn't that come from one of their first teams had...
But why did they need the moniker? Why couldn't they just be Cleveland?
Yeah. I think it was in honor of him, whoever that player was.
It was probably an honor. A lot of these things are getting reversed or misguided because they're usually honoring someone and then they say it's racist. But like my point is we're going to call them the Cleveland Spiders. So what do? We put a bunch of spiders in the visiting dugout?
Yeah, sure.
What we're not going to. That's why I just don't get the point of a mascot in pro leagues. Again, I get it in college because there's 300 and some, and they get the mascot out there in a uniform, and I don't know. I don't get the whole thing. I don't get a lot of things. I was going to do a sound bite, but screw it. So the NFL and the NBA, they have an interesting thing I'll go over with you. They're altering their incoming draft class rules. Normally, under normal circumstances, you declare for the NFL draft or the NBA draft. But because the pandemic hit, the NCAA was granting extra eligibility to seniors.
Right.
To get an extra year if they wanted it.
Right.
So they were doing it reverse. I want to pull it up and make sure I have this right. It almost sounded like the NBA was not going to allow seniors to join a draft, but let's see.
So that, in a normal year, that would be like not allowing juniors to join the draft?
Well, yeah, there was something to it, though. Let me pull this up because it was interesting. I think I'm getting close to it. That's the tournament.
It sounds kind of odd. If somebody wants to leave college early and skip out on one of their years of eligibility, why not let them?
Well, I think the NBA's was you had to declare you had a deadline to declare whether you're taking the extra year of eligibility or not. So there was no muddy water, because what they don't want is guys saying they're declaring for the draft and then back out and then take their extra year of eligibility. I think it was to clean up some things. How am I not finding that? I'm getting there. I swear I am.
Well, also, in a normal year, don't you have to declare whether you're entering the draft or not? And then if you declare you're entering the draft and somehow you don't get drafted, you can't go play college again either, can you?
I think that, yeah. I think if you declare for the draft, you've lost your eligibility. That's true.
Right.
So here we go. Oh, wait. Here we go. So the NBA league office will require college seniors to petition the league for inclusion on the NBA early entry list in order to become draft eligible in 2021. Last October, due to disruptions caused by the pandemic, the NCAA granted an additional year of eligibility to winter athletes, meaning every senior in college basketball is eligible to return for another season. While the NBA is requiring players to opt into the draft, the NFL took the opposite stance last month, requiring graduating college seniors who played 4 years to opt out by March 1st if they intend to return to college for their additional year of eligibility. So normally you declare for the draft, but the NFL is making them declare they're not in the draft.
Right. And that's...
So what they're saying is, if the football players don't declare themselves out of the draft and somebody drafts them, they've lost their eligibility, their extra year of eligibility.
Huh.
Whereas they're treating college seniors in basketball, it sounds like the same. They're just saying, you have to let us know what you're going to do by a certain date. But it's the football one's weird. If you've played 4 years of college, technically you're out of eligibility.
Right.
But the new rules are saying you could take an extra one if you want because of the pandemic. The NFL is saying if you played 4 years of college football, you're draftable unless you tell us you're not draftable.
Ah.
That's pretty crazy.
Huh. Sounds like an easy choice for some and a hard one for others.
Well,
if you're on that borderline of maybe going to make pros, you'd probably want to take your extra year of eligibility.
Well, I'm picturing the slacker that, the guy that turns his homework in a day late.
Yeah.
And March 2nd, he's like, oh, crap, I forgot to tell him I'm still playing college football. Damn it, the Giants drafted me. I'm out of eligibility. So I thought that was interesting. Anyway, sticking with COVID, I guess that's just going to control our lives. The Toronto Raptors basketball team, NBA basketball team, they're going to be without 6 coaches tonight.
Wow, basketball has that many coaches?
Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, they have 2 rows of coaches. I don't know what they do. I mean, I think one specializes in sock adjustment, the other one in shoelaces, and
still the players don't listen to any of them.
Probably not. Probably not. Hey, but who's keeping track? But yeah, their head coach and 5 assistant coaches are out because of the COVID. So it's going to be
player coach.
Well, I was gonna say business as usual.
Oh,
the players just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Oh. I waited for you too. That's the first one of those I've done all day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I feel honored.
I didn't even do it to Glenn this year or this year today. This call. So you should have been here for Glenn's call. He tried to trick me. He said this is Glenn's relative, the Glenster, because I called him that when he was calling in. So
I can't wait to hear the replay.
So have you ever heard the name Jeremy Lin?
Nope.
So he struck lightning in a bottle in the NBA for a little bit. He was, I think, the first starting Asian point guard for the Knicks, I want to say.
Wow.
And like I said, he struck lightning in a bottle. He was good for like a short amount of time. And then he became kind of a utility player. Now I think he's playing in a whole different league. And he came out and condemned anti-Asian hate. I guess between what's going on overseas and, with the coronavirus, apparently players are calling him coronavirus on the court.
Wow.
And he said there's this hidden hate towards Asian players in basketball all of a sudden, which is interesting because soccer tries to hide their very bad racism problem. I mean, how many games have we seen in the last 2 years where they just walked off the field?
Yeah.
What was the one? I think the one was in Italy. Was there a guy named Ballatore or something?
It might have been one Italian team playing in Germany and they're champions.
Well, I thought they were playing in Italy.
Oh, it might have been. I
think it was 2 Italian teams, but it was the big tall guy. What's his name? Ballatore?
Ballatello or Ballatelli, something.
I think it was him, and he was very upset, and then his teammates backed him. So, apparently, I don't know. It said the league Jeremy Lin plays in, and I didn't recognize it. But while soccer overseas has a racism problem, I guess so does basketball overseas. It's like, what the heck's going on?
Is he possibly also in Europe playing basketball?
Yeah, he's in some weird league.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what the league was, but I mean, he's got to be in his early to mid 30s, so it's not like a developmental NBA league.
Right.
But yeah, ugly stuff. Speaking of ugly, the owner of the Steelers claims that Big Ben's arm is strong as ever. I've heard of the term pimp hand. Are they maybe talking about his pimp arm?
Maybe.
Or is they talking about his throwing arm? Because he looked like crap at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Big Ben and the Steelers are kind of squabbling.
Yeah, I did know something about this. There's rumors he might not be coming back. And
he wants Aaron Rodgers money, but he kind of looks like Sharon Rodgers on the field lately.
Oh, see, I thought he was willing to play for no salary, and they still might not want him.
Oh, no, he wants as much money as he normally gets.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else now.
And he's getting old. But did you hear me? I said he wants Aaron Rodgers money, but he's playing like Sharon Rodgers. So.
Thank you.
Or wait, maybe I should have did this one. This is just a show of sound bites.
Shall we wait?
There we go. All right, I think it's time for a break. Or why don't we push it to quarter till? That way, when we come back after that break, we can go to the last segment, Toast. So we'll get to 2 more, and the second one will take a while because we're going to talk about our boy Ryan Blaney. But Deshaun Watson saga continues. He really wants out of Houston. This is a case where pro sports has become the players make all the decisions. They get to decide where and when they play. I think it's ruining basketball personally, and now it's leaking over into football. Do you think society would function normally if we acted like pro athletes?
Well, I guess it depends on the athlete and the sport. If we flop around like some soccer players, we would not function.
No, I mean when it comes to pay and contracts. If we act like if you went to your employer and said, "I want you to trade me to our competitors for more money. I don't care what you get in return from them, but until you do, I'm refusing to work."
That's not going to happen.
They'll just fire you, right?
Yeah.
They can't do that in football. They still got to pay them if they fire them.
They have a union. I don't have a union.
I know you. I hire companies that are union companies, paving companies. If one of the guys on the paver said, "I need you to trade me to the competitor. I want double the pay, and if you don't do it, I'm just going to sit in this paver and not let it run."
I don't know. What about if that union employee went to his union and said, "Hey, union, find me a job with a different company"? That union probably would. I mean.
Well, most of these workers, I think, work directly for that company, but they're in a union.
They're not union employees.
They are. I'd have to see how that works because they actually represent the company they're working for. They're not sent to different jobs for different employers each week. They work for that employer, but they're in some kind of union. So if they didn't want to work for that company, they'd have to quit and go interview and get hired at the union. I don't think gets them the job.
You don't think the union has like multiple locations for different companies with the same union?
No, these guys have been working for this. I've known these guys for 10 years. They work for the same company.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you were in a situation where the union places you in jobs, yeah, you could. But I mean, these companies, I've been on projects where the union shows up pissed off because there's nobody from their union on the job.
Oh, wow.
What are they going to do? Threaten them?
No idea. I've never seen that situation.
Oh, yeah, I got stories for you.
All right.
So we adopted a NASCAR driver.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the guy I interviewed today from Cleveland said he's a huge NASCAR fan. Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
You were absent from the race last weekend.
Yeah.
You had a prior engagement. He struggled, but it was his 200th start. And for the viewers, if you like to read, we do the Blaney Report every Monday or Tuesday. I put out a little report on our guy. So I found it pretty cool last week. He started like 27th. He moved up to 14th after stage 1. Stage 2, he was in an incident that dropped him down, and he ended up at stage 15th. No, the incident was after the stage 2. It was between stage 2 and the end of the race. He had a collision. A guy in front of him, I don't know if he brake checked him or what, but he hit him in the rear, and the guy he hit actually went into the wall.
All right.
But he lost a lot of momentum. He fell to 30th at one point. I think he had to pit after the contact. So with 20-some laps to go, he was in 30th, and he ended up in 15th.
Yeah, right. That's
you seem to know this. Did you read my article?
No, you told me the story.
Oh, you didn't read my article. Thanks a lot.
I'll get to it.
Jeez. I mean, what the hell?
You blew it!
Yeah.
All right. This is a shit show now, but, I usually don't cuss, but that's okay. We're going to go to break. You're watching the Work Week in Review live with the janitor and the in-studio driver. We got to get him driving again soon. Maybe the legal will fire back up. But, you can call or text or just let us ramble. We're going to come back with a few more topics. Our last segment, Toast, and we'll look at the standings in NHL, NBA, and the men's college basketball rankings, which are scrolling at the bottom anyway. And I'm freezing. Oh, well. All right, we'll be right back. You got anything to say before break?
Crickets.
You want crickets?
There you go. Nice and peaceful.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get late.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Change your game with the all-new Pro Rock Hockey Stick, a Canadian company providing a top-of-the-line twig at an affordable price. Pro Rock sticks are extremely lightweight, balanced, and provide the perfect kick point. Get your fully customized stick today at ProRock.com. Play like a Pro Rock.
time it is.
Yeah.
I gotta finish my first one.
Banana slugging.
Hello. Work Week in Review live with the janitor and the in-studio driver. We might have to change. We have to add your name to the all the promos. Give you some street cred.
I've been here in a couple weeks.
It's Friday. You know what that means.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Oh, wait. I mean, it's the last segment. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
All right, folks. It's the last segment. Toast. Get your toast out. I'm just kidding. Get your beer out. Or whatever you drink. Maybe it's wine. Pop the cork. Here we go.
Sounds so good.
Down the hatch in 3. 3, 2, 1. Ah, it's good. It's good, Jerry. That's the official start to the weekend. But we do have a few more topics to go over. You wanted to bring up Blaney, but I think you read the wrong article, didn't you?
Yeah, I was looking at some old article of different wreck that he caused years ago or something.
But we did watch the video of him getting into Ross Chastain last Sunday. But they're in Miami this weekend. So we'll look for that Blaney report on Monday or Tuesday.
I also read the end of your article. It says he's currently in 19th for the standings for the year.
He's 19th overall. He battled back last weekend to get 22 points for his 15th. But that's, it's tough because that was the same course he led on the last lap before Chase Elliott got into him the week prior. So he's showing promise.
Or 2 weeks prior, the first time they were at that track.
Yeah. The first Daytona week on Tuesday, he did the, what do they call it, the Busch Challenge or the Busch Duel?
I don't know, the infield race, whatever it was.
He led on the last lap, man.
Yeah. And he got rear-ended and put in the wall. And
he's just like 12 on Sports Network. The number 12 car is just like our network.
It gets rear-ended and put in walls.
No, he rear-ended someone.
Well, this time.
He gets overlooked, and then we come out of nowhere and surprise everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so sad news. So this is weird. I guess you can consider it sad. So a big USA Gymnastics coach committed suicide, John Geddert. Just so happens he was recently accused of a lot of sexual improprieties.
Wow.
Is that how you say the word? I'm a beer and a third deep.
I'll go with it.
So, yeah, that's how he solved that issue. So I guess he was guilty.
It appears to be.
Wouldn't you think he was guilty if he's going to do that? You know what I'd tell him?
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
That's too quiet. I just like sound bites.
Yeah.
I just like doing them. You got big plans for the weekend?
Drinking and racing on your system.
I know they did an update, too, since
Yeah.
Gran Turismo's not coming back till 2022.
Those rules, I think they're actually better. That one night I drove this week,
I think they fixed it.
I got into, I think, one incident where I got a penalty, but all of the other normally, that in the past, they normally would have given penalties for it. They were all clean. They let you race.
So the reason we're bringing up Gran Turismo Sport on the PlayStation is because if any of you viewers remember PX7 Nemesis from the 12-ounce Sports League, he's heading up a huge 3-division e-racing GT champions in North America.
Very exciting.
Yeah, actually, I say North America, but like the guy designing the website, I think he's a driver too. He's in England, and this is going to be a huge thing going on. And we're going to have live races Sundays at 3, so we're going to do amateur baseball at 11 a.m. We're going to do the replay of Division 2 Monday nights, and then we're going to do the replay of Division 3 every Friday before this show. So while I'm prepping for my show, I'm just going to run the replay. It won't take much work. But yeah, 3 divisions, huge e-racing league. It's going to have a international footprint, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
We may need to see, well, we talked about this. I was going to see how we can get you in the league, but you don't seem available.
I might not be available. We'll see what happens. I got 2 more weeks to wait.
So Glenn and I touched on this. The NCAA tournament's coming up in March, and they have special COVID rules. Are you ready for this? So they're going to fill out they're not going to alter the bracket. It's going to be the same bracket they have every year. They're going to fill in all the teams, the 1 seeds, the 2 seeds, blah, 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 the play-in games. And then they're going to have a list. I don't know how many it's going to be, but they'll have them ranked. And if before the tournament starts, if a team has to back out because of COVID, then the number 1 fill-in team takes their spot.
Right, okay.
Which could lead to a huge upset.
Now, what happens if, like, it's the second round of the tournament?
I was getting there.
Go ahead.
You're trying to read page 70 of a book you just started. So before the tournament, and I don't know how are they going to wait. If a 16 seed needs to back out of the tournament, are they going to put a major conference team in their place? I mean, that could lead to huge upsets. So once the tournament starts, and this is where Glenn and I kind of got worried on the air, thinking through this together. When the tournament starts, if a team has to back out, then the team they were supposed to play gets to automatically move up in the bracket. So what happens if that happens in the Final Four?
The team that they previously beat, like, who would have been an 8th ranked or an 8th place team?
No, that's not. I just told you the rule. If your next tournament game is against Team XYZ and Team XYZ can't play because of COVID, you win that game by forfeit.
Nobody plays that game then.
Nobody plays that game.
Ridiculous.
So if you got to the what if you got to the championship?
You could win one game in the tournament and then end up winning the whole tournament.
If COVID went crazy again,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But it's just the thought of what if it happened in the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final Four. You're going to have a team that gets an automatic bye in the Final Four.
Yeah.
It's insane. But what else are they going to do, though?
Let the team that they previously beat in the previous round come play.
We live in a paranoid society, so if Team XYZ has COVID running rampant, everybody's going to assume the team they just played and rubbing up against has it too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So
then you have, like, what, NIT teams switching over from the NIT into the NCAA
I don't even know if they're doing the NIT this year. I think what they should do is the team that has to back out because of COVID, all the players with COVID can then allow a family member to take their place on the team.
or they just nominate anybody.
Well, no, it's got to have some parameter. They can't be nominating LeBron James to play for them.
No, like younger than college, high school kids coming up to play.
Well, then those kids lose their eligibility. I think it should be a family member because somebody's going to nominate their Aunt Judy.
Or what about a D2 player?
Oh, they have their own tournament.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Or I just say, their dads or uncles have to play for them. Then you'd have like a 55-year-old out there that thinks he can still ball.
Right.
So I'm going to make a confession here. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I read a tweet or something that J.J. Watt was signing with the Packers. So I announced it officially. And then as I'm scrolling through headlines today, I was like, oh, J.J. Watt's still a free agent. So, yeah, I don't always know what I'm talking about. I'm running the network as a businessman. I have my profession, and I'm taking classes. So sometimes I get things completely wrong.
And somehow you still manage to read way more sports news than I do.
Yeah, but J.J. Watt's still a free agent, and apparently he's somewhat interested in the Browns. That would be a huge score for the Browns.
Nice.
So we're coming down to the nitty-gritty here. Appreciate you all listening, and thanks for Glenn for calling in. We're going to do some standings as we close out the show. We'll bring them in here in the north. Who do you have money on?
I got Edmonton. Come on, Edmonton.
They're tearing away here.
Love it.
Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, and Ottawa in the north. And you have Edmonton in your bet.
4 points back.
Now, who'd you pick in the Central?
Not looking good. Columbus in 5th.
So we got Florida, Tampa Bay, Chicago, Carolina, Columbus.
Although they're only 6 points back, Columbus.
True, yeah. They're not that far back.
7 points.
Dallas, Nashville, Detroit. In the East, we got Boston, Washington, Islanders, Philadelphia. You took the Penguins, I know that.
Yeah.
They're in 5th. Jersey, Rangers, and Buffalo round out that division. And in the West, your team has moved into 1st.
Very
Vegas,
good.
St. Louis, Los Angeles, Arizona, Minnesota, Colorado, San Jose, and Anaheim. So you've got one.
I've got one in the lead, another one in second, and then two
Yeah.
in fifth.
And 2 and 5th, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it on that. We're going to go to the NBA. Look at the NBA standings real quick as the show winds down. In the East, you got the 76ers, Nets, Bucks, Pacers, Raptors, who are without 6 coaches. Knicks, Bulls, and Hornets are in current playoff spots. Our Cavs are in next to last.
Wow.
Oh, they stink. And in the West, we got the Jazz, Clippers, Lakers. Lakers have dropped to third. Wowzer. Suns, Blazers, Spurs, Warriors, and Nuggets in playoff positions. Who's the bad boys there? Minnesota might have the worst record in the NBA. 7 wins. They do. They're terrible.
They're worse than Detroit?
Yes.
Wow.
And then we'll go to the NCAA top 25. Of course, this is going to change because the Buckeyes have lost 2 games in the last week.
Oh, yeah.
But you got Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, Ohio State, Illinois, Alabama, Oklahoma, who just lost. Killed my parlay. Villanova, Iowa, West Virginia is the top 10. You can see the rest of the top 25 there.
No Michigan State in there?
No, but Michigan State just upset the Buckeyes.
That's what I was looking for.
That was Ohio State's second loss in the week after losing to Michigan. That's going to do it. What do you think? We made it. We're alive.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
I still have my headache. We're going to have to do something about that. And we're going to get ready to race probably after some pizza ordering. What do you think of that?
Pizza cures headaches.
Pizza does cure headaches. Yeah. Let that be a lesson to all of you that pizza cures headaches. Peace.